For receptions, they don't even have fucking Derrick Henry on here. They don't have
Hello and welcome, everybody. It is one day till kickoff, and we are here with you at All the Rage Sports. I hope that everybody's loving it and feeling it like I am. I got my terrible towel on. I got the terrible towels in the back. Jason's got his hat. Got Jesse in his jersey. I don't know what Carly's wearing. She's wearing the Randy shirt. Love it. Love it. I'm excited. With me, as always, is high-level golfing champion, A-Flight, Jace Junk.
Well, thank you for that, but we have just now entered the playoffs, this upcoming
Previous, 2023 high-level A-Flight champion.
Yes, I am. I won't be repeating there this year, but I am. Wenango Country Club, Monday nights, 2-man scramble. We are in contention. So
we are semifinals.
I'm not sure, but
division winner.
The playoff system's a little bit weird, but I know we're in it somehow. I think there's some sort of bracket, and I think it's gonna actually go till like October. I have no idea what's going on.
Also with me is our own Eagles avid fan and fantasy draft extraordinaire, Jesse Smith.
Fantasy draft extraordinaire. Well, he's got that right. I already dominated all you guys.
Whoa.
His name is on that lovely trophy there 3 times. So
that's right. Don't forget.
Until
that.
I win this year, I can't really say too much because I'm only on there twice. Carly, how many times are you on there?
Yeah, fill us in on.
Ah, that's right. That's
this
right.
Is my year.
And
like
with
I've
me,
been hearing that one for a while.
This is my year. We're coming in.
And also with me is our token angry female on the podcast, Carly Baden. How are you?
Doing lovely. Ready to watch some freaking football that matters.
I am over the top, like literally have nonstop stared at my fantasy team all day. I have just like every time I open it, I'm like, is something going to change? Is somebody going to drop somebody? What's going on? Oh my God. No, nothing's changed. Okay. Moving on. Oh my God. Has something changed? Like it has been absolute hell waiting this long. I have felt like this off season has been one of the longest I've ever experienced before. And I don't know why, because I've experienced a lot of them, but this one just felt different all year. So I'm very excited for now. Of course, fortunately, we get to watch the Ravens and Chiefs tomorrow. But any football is good football.
Yeah.
Don't forget Taylor Swift. But
well, I mean, that's the only reason I'm actually tuning in.
That's what I figured. Yeah.
Cam was telling me that Kimmy is hoping to buy tickets for the Christmas game of the Chiefs and the Steelers, and she's like, the tickets are insane. I'm like, it's the Swifties. You're never going to be able to get into that game for less than like $500 because Taylor Swift will be in attendance. Yeah, right.
Legitimately though, Chad bought tickets to Las Vegas for the Steelers-Raiders game.
We are going to Philadelphia for the Philly Steelers game on the 15th of December.
There you go. All right, so let's just
the link's all about.
Let's just jump in.
Chad's in for a bad fucking trip to Vegas.
You've been there a couple times recently, so. Okay. I don't want to fool around. I want to get right into it. We're gonna break down each game, and as we get through them, talk about what we're expecting on things. At the end here, then we're gonna start jumping into kind of our sports bets segment. We're going to give you the All the Rage lock and our All the Rage long shot. We were going to do the All the Rage parlay that we typically all do. I don't think all the odds are out there quite yet for the Sunday games, so we may have to wait till a little closer to the Sunday games for that.
I was actually thinking, do you maybe want to, I don't have anything going on. I know I'm getting old enough that I took Monday off. And I'm going to go hard in the paint Sunday. So I'm not doing anything Saturday night. Maybe we could do like a short, quick little pop-in show and do like a parlay or two.
I'm perfectly okay with that. Just doing a nice little quick half hour Saturday night.
Yeah.
Do our little bet stuff.
Some of the old bets.
I looked at the Thursday game, and I've only really briefly skimmed the Friday game. But yeah, you can't. It's hard to get a grasp on that stuff.
See, I got a
They don't
nice.
put
The
yards or
deeper you
anything
get into
up.
the year, the sports books will start putting that stuff out earlier, but it's week 1, so you can't.
Yeah, they don't have like yards or receptions over unders until like the day before and probably till Saturday. So.
Now I do have.
Which those are the ones I love.
Yeah, right. That's the one. Like when I can say this person, like 5 people are going to get 25 yards.
Yeah.
I do have the one parlay in for tomorrow. It is a 10-legger, but it's not like over the top. Mahomes 225 passing, Lamar 150 passing, Derrick Henry 50 yards rushing, Pacheco 40 yards rushing. I got Zay Flowers with 50 yards receiving, Rice with 3 receptions, Andrews with 3 receptions, Kelsey with 40 yards receiving, Worthy with 25, and Lamar Jackson with 25 rushing yards. All of it's not out of the realm. It's just, I know I'm going to miss like one of them. Like Lamar's going to get 22 yards or something stupid.
Okay, but what are your odds on that? What are the odds right now?
Not bad. It's $11.99. So it's $10 for 120 basically.
Listen to me, folks. I am smarter than him. 10 legs, and you have to have all of them hit. What you do is you get on FanDuel, you take $10, and you pick Derrick Henry 2 touchdowns, and you pick Rashee Rice 2 touchdowns. I think it's like 17-1, and you just bet it, and then money appears in your bank account. It's easy.
How did that work out for you in the Super Bowl?
Yeah, I was
Overbetting
about to
2
say.
touchdowns.
Who was that? Juwan Jennings?
Juwan Jennings, you
Oh.
hit everything else, but he fucking scored, and you greedy bastard put him in for 2.
Yeah,
he did throw one though.
Well,
yeah,
that counted. That should have counted.
But that was end of the year Super Bowl. I was up money, and I was being, like you said, a greedy piece of shit, and it cost me. And that should be a cautionary lesson to all you children. But yeah, no, that's an easy one. Like, is that not unreasonable?
I am not a fan of touchdown bets, and the only person I was a fan of touchdown bets. Yeah, it's not often that you win those. Those are like when you do, great.
No, I didn't mean that. I win them. You don't win them. That's why you don't like them. Let me clarify that.
I am logical bets. Receptions, low yardage, combos. And then I typically do a big, like $40, $25, $50, something like that on a nice, easy over-under that's pretty reasonable. And last year I had like an 8-week streak on doing that, which kept my money in the pot so I could actually bet on other shit. I've also been doing college football, which I feel is a lot easier to bet, just like winners, over-unders kind of thing.
Yeah, no shit. What team spent
like 20-point blowout?
Yeah. So I did like a 10-game parlay, or not, I think it was 9-game parlay for college, who's going to win. $10, $130, I think it was.
I think my biggest win of all time, it wasn't football, but college basketball. I did that the opening weekend. I just went in and put $5. It was a 12-legger, and I just took every team that was like plus 45.5 or like minus or whatever. And I just like went back and forth. Okay, they'll crush these guys. These guys will cover though. Didn't check it till like 3 days later. I was like $300 in my account. And I'm like, what the fuck did I bet on?
Let's be honest. Your biggest win of all time was Wyndham Clark.
Twice.
Yep.
You won like what? You won like $3,000 off that.
Until I won about $8,000 on them overall, but until this year because I'm going to win more than that.
All right, let's get into the games and we'll get back into the bets because I have some future bets I also like to discuss because I have some fun ones I put out there. All right. Obviously, we're starting off with the Ravens at the Chiefs. Super Bowl champion Chiefs against the Ravens, who I believe they beat. Was it the AFC Championship they beat them? Or was it divisional? Yes.
AFC Championship.
So it's a AFC Championship rematch. I listened to Pat McAfee today, and he was talking to Bill Belichick about, the bullet board material for the teams and who has more when they're hanging that banner? Is it going to be the Ravens that have, a chip on their shoulder because that banner's being hung and they feel like it should have been them? Or is it the Chiefs saying like, yeah, we're number one, we're on top, suck it, basically. So what do you guys feel on this? How do you feel this outcome's going to be? Carly, I'll start with you there.
I hope the Chiefs lose, and I think they could. I think the Ravens could win. The Chiefs lost to the Lions last year, Week 1,
exactly
after
what
a
I was
Super
going to say.
Bowl, and I just feel like it's going to be a repeat of that. I mean, they barely lost. I think they lost by like a point, but still.
Something like that.
They didn't look great when they came out, and I think, as we've seen the Chiefs do a lot recently, I think just the beginning of the season, we're just going to see Travis Kelce just a lot less use from him because they want to save him for playoff time. It's just depends on how their rest of their team kind of comes up and around. I've never really understood how the Ravens make it happen. I guess Lamar is decent, but I mean their number one receiver is Zay Flowers, who it is okay, of course, but like behind
He'd
that
be
they
like
have Nelson
a third
Aguilar.
receiver on most
Yeah.
teams.
Yeah,
Hey,
right.
watch the Nelson Aguilars.
Yeah, really. Come on, Super Bowl champion Nelson
Yeah,
Aguilar.
Super Bowl
The Raider
champion Nelson
legend.
Aguilar. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know how the Ravens managed to be good. It is always kind of surprising to me because I don't know. I guess it's just Lamar and Mark Andrews all day.
I think the biggest matchup we're going to see in this game is Derrick Henry, Chris Jones.
Yeah.
What is Spagnuolo going to bring to stop Derrick Henry and stop Lamar's rushing? The RPO game with a Derrick Henry and Lamar is going to be a very, very, very difficult thing to defend.
But is
So I think
Derrick
that's
Henry
the thing.
still going to be good?
But that's what I don't
That's the
like.
question.
I agree. Like he did kind of seem like he lost a step last year. I think this is a good thing for him. I think he is a physical specimen, so I don't think he's going to lose his punch, when he's running. They don't need the kind of speed he was to, break those 98-yard touchdown runs or whatever that he had over and over again against Jacksonville. The Ravens don't need that type of thing. The Ravens need him to be a threat to open up the underneath passing game to Andrews and the overtop to Zay Flowers. And they need him to rush the ball maybe 15, 20 times and, be a threat in that sense. I think he's going to have a better statistical year on average. I think he's going to have more touchdowns than probably double-digit touchdowns, for sure. Because can you imagine Ricard hitting you before Derrick Henry hits you? Like, it's going to be a very difficult running attack to worry about. I don't think they're going to have to fear the passing game as much now. But I don't think the Ravens need to make people fear their passing game now with that type of offense. So I'm just really interested to see how the lines play and how Spagnuolo draws up a defense to limit the big plays, because you're not going to be able to stop them. You're going to have to be able to limit them. What do you got, Jesse?
Well, when it comes to the Derrick Henry thing, in order for them to run the ball 15 times, they're going to need to have a lead. Like, if they go down 2+ touchdowns, very possible. They have a new defensive coordinator. Patrick Queen's gone. This is not going to be the same defense as last year. Like, they're going to need to. I would take the ball first if I were them. I would try to get a lead early. Otherwise, they're going to fall out of their ideal game script. Ideally, they'd like to run the football, probably do a lot of play action, get Lamar on the move. It's the only way that's going to get their receivers open, because their receiving core is kind of lackluster.
Suspect.
Yeah, suspect. But in terms of the bulletin board material, I mean, I don't the Chiefs, what do they care for? They've won 2 Super Bowls in a row. You think they're worried about that stuff? Like, they're going to get complacent. It means more to the Ravens without question, but it's a big ask going in there to win on week 1. I mean, there's just a lot of things going against the Ravens that I feel, in my opinion. I believe they have 2 new starters on their offensive line also, which is not great, especially on the road. It's going to be loud. Like, Lamar's going to have to prove that he's actually an MVP quarterback, I feel, in order for them to win this game.
What do you got, Jace?
Ravens are going to win this game, just for the sole fact of, like we've said, the Chiefs, for as long as I feel like they've been, playoff relevant, even back to like the Alex Smith days. It feels like every time they come out, they're going, for the exception being that one year that they beat the Patriots at Foxborough, and then everybody was immediately declaring Brady and the Patriots dead. And then I think that was the year that Matt Ryan, it was 2016, Matt Ryan. And then they ran over them. But no, the Chiefs will be okay. But I do actually believe that Derrick Henry is going to be an incredible asset, just for the sole fact this is going to be the first time that, look at all the years that he was in Tennessee. Like, he had A.J. Brown, but every time you played against the Titans, it was, okay, load 9 in the box, stop Derrick Henry, like, do whatever the fuck you have to do to just make him. But it's now to the point where, okay, you can go ahead and do that, but establish the play action. And Mark Andrews has been good enough, without, you think all the years that they've had, J.K. Dobbins and all this revolving door running back. And now you have a bell cow that can carry it 20, 25 times a game and really, really open up that play action game. And then it makes Lamar more versatile. It makes Andrews that more much of a threat. It gives Flowers, Zay Flowers, that much more of an opportunity on the back end. I think Derrick Henry is actually going to benefit this offense. His career is going to benefit as much as he's going to benefit this offense. Just for the sole fact of there are so many pieces that you have to stop now. You can't just, stop the run, stop Derrick Henry, and you're good. Well, Mark Andrews is going to fucking kill you.
The days of Derrick Henry carrying the ball 35 times in a game are gone.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I don't see that ever happening with the Ravens. And I think that's the best thing for Derrick Henry's career, is that the fact that those days are behind him. So I think it's just sheer presence makes him big enough for threat that defenses have to plan for him, which is just going to make Lamar look good.
I just worry if they go down like 2 scores, if he's even going to be on the field, though, because he's not a guy that they're going to be throwing passes to. Like,
you make the best point out of all of the latter argument for the Ravens, because that's 100% it. They're one of those teams. I don't think that they can come back from a 2-3 score deficit.
I think they desperately need an early lead.
Control the game.
And behind Derrick Henry, they have Justice Hill, who last year had 84 carries.
More than I would have anticipated.
That's because Harbaugh's brother stole all his other running backs.
Yeah. Gus Edwards had 198 carries and 13 touchdowns, but he only had 800 yards.
Well, you got to remember, Mitchell is on the pup list to start the year.
Yeah, right.
And they expect him to kind of be the third down, like, pass catching back. It kind of Spears to Henry last year kind of thing.
Didn't he have a major injury last year, Mitchell? I don't remember.
It says he only played 8 games.
Yeah, I know he was out. I want to say
it was ACL thing or a PCL or something.
Because he was like really good. I know people were excited about him, but I know he had a bad injury.
Didn't he pull an H-hand and have like one game where he fucking just absolutely went ballistic, and then he got like hurt, like
I think so.
Going on or something?
Because
or maybe like the very next game. I feel like
his average.
It was the next game. He was like 3 carries in, and then he got banged.
Yeah, his average per carry was like 7 yards. It was like 7.1, which was the best in the NFL, if I'm not mistaken. So it was
not
really
sustainable,
crazy.
But yeah.
Obviously, yeah. But yeah, at the time with his limited number, it was absurd. So he's going to be a big factor, and that'll be a mid to late season type of addition that'll really drive it home. So my favorite thing about the early weeks in the NFL is anything can happen these first like 5 weeks. It doesn't start really starting to like fall into place where you go, okay, this team's a contender, this team is not, until like that week 6 through 8 when you start to get a feel. And that's why I love the first 3 weeks, because anything can happen. Anybody can beat anyone. Everybody makes mistakes. They're still trying to figure out their identity. So I personally am going to go with the Ravens on this one. I think that they are going to have a better rushing attack. I don't think that Patrick Mahomes and his like new receivers and everybody aren't going to get really on the same page early. And like Carly said, I think they're going to reserve Kelsey kind of thing. So I think they're going to rely on the running game, which I think the Ravens have good defense against that. So I have the Ravens favored over the Chiefs on this one. What do you think, Carr?
I'll say, I mean, I agree, but I was looking, Keaton Mitchell's yards per attempt last year in the 8 games that he's played was 8.4.
8.4.
Jesus.
Yeah, absurd.
Yeah. Had 2 touchdowns, 47 attempts, and 400 yards. That's
Wild.
It's pretty
Yeah,
crazy.
yeah.
His average attempts per game was 5.9, and his yards average per game is 50.
Yeah, absurd.
Just
So they have
kinda
high hopes for him.
but I agree. I agree with Andy in the chat. Says Justice Hill low key and awesome change of pace back.
Yeah, no, the key to the Thursday night game is just going to be, because Jesse is absolutely correct, without Patrick Queen now, which fuck you guys for that was a great pickup.
It was. I was thrilled about that one.
I think the key, the Chiefs don't really have, outside of Ward and Chris Jones, they're not really that stellar either. And I think that's going to be the key, is run away from Chris Jones and just get Lamar out of the pocket, away from him, and just be able to get it past the second level on the over the linebackers' heads, all that shit. Yeah, Ravens. I would say I think it's like what's the spread right now, Carly?
I think it's 3.
Let me look. Yeah,
I saw
3.
2.5. Did it change? 3?
I think it's
Nope,
-3 now.
It's 3, with a total of 47.5. So implied point totals 21 to 24.
Take the Chiefs to cover, because it'll end in a Justin Tucker field goal.
I like it.
Am I the only one picking the Chiefs, or are you guys all going Ravens?
It sounds like it.
All right.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna.
I
go
mean,
with the
I'm
Ravens.
rooting for the
I don't
Ravens,
feel good about it,
but I'm picking the Chiefs.
Yeah, yeah, I don't feel good about it, but I'm probably gonna go Ravens on that one.
All right. So its consensus is 3 for the Ravens, 1 for the Chiefs, which actually I thought was going to kind of be the opposite. Thought I was pretty much the only one that was going to go with the Ravens on this one.
The only smart one here.
Okay, I do have to interrupt. I don't know if you looked in the chat, but as I was joking before, shout out to our man on the ground in Brazil for the Friday night game. He is watching, and he just sent me this text. He said his girlfriend's awake, and so he pointed to the TV and told her, "Look, that's my friend Jason. She's not really paying attention," and asked me, "Which one is he?" And he said, "Well, he's the one that you'd call the cops on if you saw near a children's school." And she picked you, and she guessed right. So,
That matters or not.
yeah,
That's
I
phenomenal.
love all my friends, but that's really fucking great.
Yeah,
Love to see you too, buddy. That's for you.
That's phenomenal.
Yeah.
Deus, I love you. All right, so let's move on to the Friday night game. This is obviously the most interesting game, I think, of the week, because of the implications. So there's a lot of people, like players that, like Darius Slay, for instance, came out and was like, "Oh, I was really excited for this game, really great," until it started to progress and they started talking about the crime rate and you can't wear green and don't leave the hotel. And he's like, "Dude, I told my family not to come. I told like I'm going to be sitting in my room, quiet, like not messing around at all. I'm going to eat nothing but hotel food. Like I am not leaving. And this is kind of what it's come to on these international games, because I believe that Mexico City was actually relatively similar to the way that is reacting. Like when they went down there, Bill Belichick on the Pat McAfee show today talked about when they went in and their escorts were like little, Toyota Tacomas with machine guns mounted in the bed. So
Okay.
he's like, so I mean, I understand that NFL wants to do these international games more and more to kind of spread the awareness and blah 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 and money grab blah blah blah. Do you think this is a good idea anymore? Because I don't. I don't feel like these international games benefit anyone. Like I get it that there's teams overseas that love watching football, and I love that, and I'm happy for it. But like all the logistics and the risk and stuff that goes into it, it just doesn't seem worth it to me. I'm sure it seems worth it to the NFL when they get that paycheck, but anyway, Green Bay and the Eagles. I'm just kind of curious on this game which form of Jordan Love we're going to get. Is it going to be late season Jordan Love? Is it going to be, first 6 weeks Jordan Love last year? So I personally am going with the Eagles on this one. I think the biggest matchup to see is the Eagles secondary against the Packers receivers, because he has so many young, like really how do I want to say it? Like
Unsexy named wide
yeah,
receivers.
like there's nobody that's
Yeah.
like really sticks out. Watson's about the only one that kind of sticks out. So I'm curious to see, and both sides really, because the Eagles have some phenomenal receivers and the Packers actually have a pretty decent secondary. So like Alexander against Brown is going to be a really good matchup. So that's what I'm watching for in those games. What do you guys think for the Eagles-Packers game? Jesse, I'll start with you, being it's your hometown team. Your hometown. Your
Well, here,
home
let me-
favorite.
I just want to break in real quick. Go ahead after I'm done with this, Jesse. I'm texting Mateus right now, and I am actually getting live updates from Brazil from a local about all this bullshit about why they can't wear green. And I actually asked him, I'm like, so what are the odds if they leave the hotel of like getting killed or something like that? Like we are getting live updates from my source on the ground at the moment.
What are the answers? That's what I'm asking.
Yeah, I was gonna say we need the answers here.
He's getting back to me.
Okay.
You got to. You know how his English is. It takes him a little bit to translate to fucking get it back to me.
Oh God.
But
We love you,
what other
Mateus.
podcast actually has a source in Brazil right now?
Yeah, that's
we
right.
Are on,
We
We're not
came
wrong.
down first.
we are on the cutting edge of it at this moment.
That's right. Follow all the Rage Sports for all your Brazil news.
Anyway,
This is how we blow up.
God. I wish
Right.
I had a very good feel for this game. I have absolutely no idea what to expect after the disaster of the Eagles' finish to last season was. Like, I'm optimistic. I hope they win. I think that they'll win, but I don't know. I mean, the Packers scare me a little bit. They're like one of the most hyped teams all offseason. Jordan Love looked really good last year. If we're being honest, they should have beat the 49ers in the playoffs last year. But, that's how she goes. But so they're a great team. It's not the team I would have loved to start with. They have a very good secondary. I feel like it's going to have to be Saquon Barkley. I feel like first game, everyone's going to be excited to see him. I feel like they need to ride him this entire game. It's just going to, because with Kellen Moore calling the plays now, I kind of feel like it's going to be very motion heavy. I think they're going to be moving Devontae Smith around all over the place. And I think they're going to lean on him and Saquon Barkley all game. I'm picking the Eagles to win. I won't be surprised if they lose, but yeah, that's pretty much where I'm at with it.
Jason, what do you got?
I'm kind of with Jesse. This one, the Chiefs and Ravens game feels like a little bit more definite. It's going to go on. This one, it's just kind of, is Jordan Love going to come out and kind of break the sophomore slump curse right off the bat, then maybe falter? Or is he going to show it right off the bat? I will
I mean,
say
it
one
is
thing.
his 5th year.
I think Dontavian Wicks, Jaden Reed, and Romeo Dobbs will both be better receivers than Christian Watson will be this year, statistically. But
I think you're
I
right.
just, for some reason,
Interesting.
well, it just seemed like towards the end of last year, like he had to cut. Maybe my memory is slipping. It seemed like he had a drop issue, and it seemed like they were just using those three guys, as we call it, like the no names.
He did
Just sort
absolutely
of
cook
swap
someone
them.
last year that I just saw the highlight for today, where he's like, he cooks the guy and the pass just comes like right to him, just drops an 80-yard touchdown, just doesn't
Yeah,
catch
that
it. Right
I
to him,
remember.
he's like, he's got 5 yards on the dude, nothing, just
Yeah.
misses.
But yeah, that's kind of, that was going to be sort of my lock for the bet, was I was going to just flip a coin and say heads or tails on either one of those guys, because I feel like any one of those three receivers is going to have more than like probably 3 or 4 catches, and it's just going to be a matter of who can run the ball. Really a battle of new running backs to both teams, Saquon versus Josh Jacobs. What team can run the ball better, and what quarterback can, I guess, minimize the turnovers. I really don't.
Always big, you know.
I'm saying now, Jacobs is washed. He's not going to have a good season.
Who?
Yeah,
Jacobs.
Oh, I kind of agree.
I could tell you that, but he'll do his thing where he'll look for good for 3 or 4 games, and then all of a sudden
I'm sure he'll get pretty damn close to 1,000 yards, if not over a little bit. But
Well, he doesn't have any competition, so he's just going to get a million carries. So
yeah, that's it. He's going to have like a 3.2 average, 1,100 yards, 6 touchdowns. Like that's.
yeah. I mean, don't underestimate just how much the travel is going to affect this game. Like, which team can actually handle this trip and this change of schedule? I mean, the time zone, they're only an hour ahead, I believe, or an hour behind. I know it's only a 1 hour time difference from East Coast time for the Eagles, at least. So whoever deals with this best, whoever's bodies are in the best shape to play this game, it's going to matter. Like, don't underestimate how much travel means. And you don't want to get me started how just disgusted I am that we lost a home game for this, because the NFL is greedy and just wants money.
That, like how you felt about
that. It's complete bullshit, because this is like the Packers are like somebody that we're going to be competing with seeding wise in the playoffs. Like, I would rather this game be in Philadelphia where it's supposed to be, but unfortunately we're both playing in Brazil, so it's just an extra road game. And now if there's a 17-game season, you don't get even home and away games anymore, so I'm pretty sure we're playing 2 more road games than what you're supposed to be playing. So
Yep.
It's a joke. I would rather be the road team, obviously, and have my home games. But no, we just got fucked.
Tell me about it, with the Steelers playing 3 football games in that 10-day span.
In 10 days,
Christmas.
yeah.
Gotta love that.
It's really exciting.
Really good scheduling going on over there.
Carla, what do you got?
I think the Eagles can probably win this one. I think they have a lot. I think their defense has a lot to prove this year. They got their defense has to figure it out. Jalen Hurts has some to prove this year too. I think he also sort of fell apart with the rest of it, fell down with the rest of the ship last year at the end of the year. So I think everybody kind of needs to. They have a lot to prove.
There's some people out there saying he is
be...
a flash in the pan kind of quarterback. He had his 1 season and he's gonna just fade
I don't
to
see
mediocrity.
that happening. I
don't agree with it either, but I'm like seeing that be talked about.
2 brand new coordinators last year, and then
both of them have never been a coordinator before, which was terrible, which was a lot of the problem.
And then you guys switched one out, right? You switched the
switched one in the middle of the season, and he completely changed the scheme entirely, and the players had absolutely no idea what they were doing.
What the fuck was going on?
Yeah, it was bad. That's why the defense was horrendous.
And then the one thing that we haven't mentioned that I think is going to be a negative thing for the Eagles, that it's hard to say how it's going to be, but Jason Kelce is gone. How is that going to work out? I mean, you don't just completely rebound and not have any issues when you have a Hall of Fame center for his entire career.
I mean, look what it was like.
We
when
know
the
that.
Steelers and Pouncey retired.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Steeler fans are aware of this.
Very much hell until maybe this season, because everybody's got a lot of high hopes in Zach Frazier. So
yeah. So
fortunately, they drafted their replacement like a couple years ago. So
yeah, that may hopefully save you guys there. But
Well, I'm personally
that also
going.
affects the tush push.
Yeah, that's
Affects,
exactly what I was going to say.
Are they going to be
It
tush
does, but
pushing?
I really think it has more to do with Jalen Hurts. They literally ran it with Kenny Pickett in the preseason. That play ain't going anywhere.
Yeah, right. I don't think it's going anywhere. 95%.
I feel like they might not run it as much because they have Saquon Barkley, though. Like,
True. Right. Or put
Fair.
Saquon in.
but if it's 4th and
Okay.
inches, they're still doing it.
Saquon, direct snap.
We are about to get into some gang violence and geopolitics here, real quick. You guys,
All right, let's go.
If we can get this going, like, I can't believe we just got this info. This is so fucking great. So, Jesse, you said the Eagles are going to be wearing black and white for the first time in like franchise history or something.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
So I asked Mateus, and he was like, "I have to ask," and he looked around. I think he believes Corinthian Stadium, but he said Corinthian Station. He said, I believe because it's in Corinthian Stadium. Corinthian's biggest rival is Palmeiras, and Palmeiras uses green uniforms. And I said, so not to sound dumb, or those, I was like, those sound like club football teams. It was like, those are gangs or football teams. And he said, football teams. And he said, here's the issue. A lot of the gangs are fans of the Corinthians. And obviously, their biggest rival in Sao Paulo wears green uniforms. So they're pissed. Then he says, I hope the NFL gets out of Sao Paulo before the weekend. The 7th is Brazil's Independence Day. And Sao Paulo will be having a lot of street protests because I don't know if you've seen what's going on down there, but they are near a fucking dictatorship. He literally said, a lot of protests, not joking. It's a dictatorship. And this is where it gets deep. He goes, that's smart from the Eagles because black and white colors are the Corinthian football team's colors.
I did hear about that, yeah.
So they literally changed their uniform colors to the team, like, to literally side with the fucking gangs.
To be the home team, yeah.
To be the home team, and the fucking Packers are still wearing green.
So they're the assholes.
Basically, yes. the rival soccer team of the fucking the gangs in Sao Paulo. Like this is fucking crazy.
Don't release your hotel information, Packers. Let's just leave it at that.
Do not.
They already said they're staying at the hotel in the airport. How many of them are going to be?
They're
going to have armed guards everywhere.
Sounds like he could be okay. He'll probably have a security detail going down the street. But if Jordan Love walks out of his hotel room, he'll be chopped up and in a barrel somewhere in the Amazon within 3 days.
Christ. Oh,
all right, so I'm going with the Eagles personally. It sounded like Carly, who's not there right now.
Yes,
I think she was going with the Eagles. And
just tell me you heard all that, Carly.
Yes, I did.
Is that a unanimous vote for the Eagles then?
Yes.
Well, now that I know they're wearing the correct colors, yeah.
And not to mention, the NFL, I know Jesse was telling me this the other day, the NFL actually gave them an extra alternate.
Yeah, normally we can't wear like 2 alternate helmets. Like no team's allowed to do that because the NFL is really stupid. But because
the Eagles have an intern on the social media team or something somewhere that literally was like, hey, maybe we shouldn't wear green, but hey, black and white in Sao Paulo would be a pretty good idea.
That's the guy that needs the pay raise for sure.
Actually, hang on. I know it's not black and silver, but you gotta pay some fucking royalties or something here. That's almost like copyright or gimmick infringement there.
All right, we are 2 games in, and we're 40 minutes into the podcast. So let's get working here.
Yeah,
so but they're the two games.
I mean, they were the 2 big guys. They were 2 big
significant
ones.
information that I got right
I
now.
will say one more thing. Brazil has banned Twitter altogether, so following this game has been a complete disaster. All my Eagles reporters I follow, I have absolutely no idea what's going on because none of them are allowed to use Twitter.
Andy said Jordan Love will be living in a human pig pen the rest of his life.
Horrible.
All right, let's hit some of these like shitty games here.
Yeah, let's do it.
So, Tennessee and Chicago. It's gonna be Caleb Williams' first game. Will Levis, our mayonnaise-loving quarterback. Young quarterbacks, kind of both in the rebuilding phase. I don't think there's any question that the Bears have the better team right now. But what do you guys think? I'm leaning Bears on this one.
I don't know. The only problem I have with the Bears is that I saw a stat the other day that like rookie quarterbacks in their first game are like 0-13-1.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's true.
So it's hard to take the Bears. It would be an anomaly if
And
they
he
would
hasn't
win.
got a lot of preseason time playing either.
Yeah,
So.
and I mean preseason time, how valuable really is it? It's hard to
Not very.
say anymore. Clearly, the
Game
teams don't really
speed.
think it's that valuable, but I don't know. I mean, I'd probably go with the Bears, but I just don't because I think that they're the better team. But I don't know. The stats say that rookie quarterbacks don't win their first game.
We got Jesse.
I mean, this might be like one of the hardest games of the week for me to pick, honestly. Like a few days ago, I put in a chat joking. I'm like, yeah, Will Levis 3+ touchdowns, Caleb Williams 2 interceptions. It's a realistic outcome. Like
It really is. Yeah.
a part of me wants to pick the Titans, man. Like I don't know. Like all the Caleb Williams love. Like I can so see the Titans just completely
Everybody's
irrelevant
really
team.
sucking
No
him
one's
off,
talking
so-
about
I
them.
mean, is D Hop playing? Like,
I don't know that matters.
I don't know if it matters. They have Calvin Ridley now.
Yeah, I don't think that matters. Yeah.
This game's not going to be a blowout. Well, I'll just give it at that. But if you force me to pick, I want to pick the Titans. I do. Like,
Yeah.
I'm doing it. I'm taking the Titans.
Yeah.
You know what? I
Fair.
think I'm actually going to switch the more I think about it.
Keenan Allen has a heel issue, so he'll be out for
Wow.
And a
weeks.
weight issue.
And a weight issues.
Well, yeah, all the Chick-fil-A is making his bones brittle because
That chicken grease.
he's leaning back on his heels because of his fat fucking ass.
Yeah, what do you got, Jace? What do you think here?
Well, this is the last thing I'll bring up about the Eagles game, but I was also just informed that the fucking dictator president currently right now, her favorite or his favorite soccer team is the one that the Eagles just adopted their colors. So Eagles are a fucking mortal lock. Just
Lock.
put that one in right now. That is first from here, and you can thank us for your money.
I'm feeling better already.
Yeah, see, you've got an entire communist basically country.
Perfect.
Socialist.
This is
No, I really think this is going to be the Bears just for the sole fact of Caleb Williams will probably come out of the gate and look good, and they're going to do some things on offense, and he is talented, and I don't necessarily think he's a bust. I don't believe in him, but he's going to do that thing where, he's dynamic enough. You don't really have that much tape on him in the pros. Romo Dunze is going to get a couple probably long bombs because they'll be so worried about DJ Moore and Cole Kmet. I like the Bears in this one.
Yeah, I'm jumping back and forth. I think I'm actually going to ride with Jesse on this one, though, and go with the Titans, because I kind of like that stat Carly brought up about rookie quarterbacks in the first week. It's
This
pretty
is-
bad.
Yeah.
This is one of those ones you may as well just flip a coin.
That's
Yeah,
it.
I
I'm
agree.
saying.
I can
Somehow,
see it out of the way.
the Bears are a 4-point favorite.
Ooh.
4.5
That's
points.
too much love.
So,
And again, the Titans' running back room is Tajay Spears, Tony Pollard, and Julius Chestnut.
they have Joey Chestnut?
They do.
Interesting.
His younger brother, Julius.
Ah, my fault.
Yeah, I was gonna say he's only 23, so.
All right. I think we split on that one. Let's move on. I got the Steelers and the Falcons. Do we know if Cousins is playing in this game? Is that what's expected?
He said he was planning on it, I think, last I saw, but I'm not even sure that that's.
Check
actually,
the
like,
practice report
fact.
real quick because it's Wednesday.
That's what I'm
It should
looking
say something.
Let's look here.
I'm on it right now.
You got it, Carly.
That'll determine my
Yeah.
pick.
Yeah, because if he's playing, I mean, I don't know. Kyle Pitts probably isn't going to play, so
Yeah, he's irrelevant to me.
definitely.
Yeah.
Steelers.
I can't imagine anyone who thinks he isn't irrelevant at this point.
I actually do feel bad for all the people that were like, you know what, Kirk Cousins bought that Kool-Aid, and then all of a sudden, just
Dude, I feel so bad for them. I debated
It's
on doing it
it's
at
like
one point
buying
in
a
time, and I'm
used
just glad.
BMW.
Yeah. That
It is
80,
really
the
buying a used German
96
car and being like,
BMW.
it's gonna work this time. It's not just gonna be the battery. The fuck, and then next thing you know, it's like, oh, you bent a valve and blah blah blah. And
Yep.
next year for Kyle Pitts and best.
Yeah, that's every year is
Kirk
always
Cousins
next
is
year.
not on the injury report for
Well,
So
the
I'm for one a
Raptors.
little bit
So
jacked
he
just for the
is
sole
full
fact of I
expected
buy
to
into
play.
some great
Yeah.
pundits.
The only
talking
people on
shit.
here is Kyle Pitts and Nate Landman, which is a linebacker. But that's it. That's the only people they had limited today.
Wait, he was limited or did he no injury? Okay.
No injury. The only people they have on their report are Kyle Pitts and one of their linebackers.
All right, he's playing then.
Yeah, I mean, Atlanta is a 3.5-point favorite. I'm gonna go with the Steelers, but I also believe that I probably shouldn't because Kirk Cousins is good and he's got weapons. I have a weird belief that everybody's hating on Russell Wilson, and Russell Wilson will show up and be, I don't want to say be the Russell Wilson of old, but be enough to make smart decisions, not turn over the ball. They're going to run the ball well. It's all going to depend on their offensive line play. That's all it is. If the Steelers' offensive line play can hold, Atlanta Falcons to only sacking Russell Wilson 4 or 5 times, maybe.
Yeah, our offensive line ain't looking good at the moment. We aren't. It's not great. I don't know. I think I probably go Falcons. Because I'm a realist. I just have a hard time saying like I don't know. It's just I need to see something from the Steelers team. There's no way to know what our identity on offense is going to be at all. Like it's completely done a 180 from the last 2 years of what we've had. You could sit and say that that's what it's going to be this year, and it's hard to say that it wouldn't be. But also we have no idea. We saw like 3 drives from Russell Wilson in preseason, which also obviously I
They all
personally don't think
sucked.
that really matters. He had one decent
I
one,
honestly
but it was
feel
because of the
as
shitty.
if
We started on the 40-yard line because of the new kickoff rule.
yeah,
So
it's
that's
true.
the only one he scored on. I don't know. I have no idea what to think of the Steelers, so I'm gonna hold off and say that I think the Falcons with Kirk Cousins is going to probably be better. It's just hard to say. I have no idea what to think of the Steelers' offense. I think our defense can hold up. It's just can our offense score 14 points? I don't know. It's hard to say. I think our defense can hold it to a low-scoring game. But problem we've always had is that our offense can't score 13, 14 points. So
That's
we'll
it.
Well, you
see
guys
how
don't
that
have Matt
changes.
Canada anymore, so
Well,
Sure.
that's the thing. You have no idea what to expect. We upgraded from Matt Canada to Arthur Smith. So.
I'm not. There's a lot of people that like are
I don't
talking
hate
highly of
hate
him,
it
but I'm
either.
like, I agree. I'm like, it's not really.
It's I don't know. I just there's no way to know.
So we're
I'll
just
have a
gonna
better
start
feel for
the
picking the Steelers after this week. It's
instead
just
of Kevin's 8-8, 500. It's a K-Rob 500 team. It's gonna be a Carly I don't know pick.
yeah. It's just yeah. This one's just tough for me because I mean there's nothing. We have nothing to go off of for the Steelers.
I am in fucking bizarro world over here. I am in a vortex at the moment, and I will tell you why. I was actually totally until Carly just literally popped my balloon. I was actually like, Steelers roll in this one, and then she's like, "Yeah, this is why. This is why. This is why." I was ready to sit here and be like, "Yeah, I think they'll probably win by 2 touchdowns this week," and she's like, "Nope." This actual Steeler fan, the Steeler fan is like, "No, that won't happen." And then me being the Steeler hater over here is like, "Oh yeah, they're going to win big." I don't know what to think right now. I'm in a very weird place.
The problem is that we have no idea.
I will stick with the contrary. I think TJ has probably 2.5 to 3 sacks, and I think the difference in this game will be not going to say he's going to have a good year, but I think this is just going to be run the ball with Najee 25 times and just hopefully open up some semblance of a play action game. Because I don't think the Falcons are going to be able to do too much more than that, especially if they don't have fucking Kyle Pitts on the field.
Can we also just touch on the fact that you're going to bring Kirk Cousins back, probably like on the edge of his being over his injury against the Steelers defense? Why? Why are they not sitting him for this game? He's gonna get fucking wrecked. I don't know.
Well, guys, I've got. You guys are forgetting the major key factor in this game, and it's the Arthur Smith revenge game. Going back to Atlanta, like.
Oh yeah, that's true.
You're not
Yeah.
wrong.
If you need any more evidence that the Steelers are winning, right there.
Here, Jesse,
There.
do me a favor. Jesse, do me a favor. Pick the Falcons in this game, and then me and the sensible Jesse are both going to pick the Steelers so we can win this one, and you guys will go down. We're going to both pick the Steelers against the Steeler fans.
Yeah, you guys go
For
Falcons.
me, this is a coin flip. I'm on a coin flip on this one too. It's just
Well,
Falcons probably get the edge.
I have faith
You know-
that early on this Falcons team isn't going to be there, so I'm going with Steelers.
oh, well, now you're going to make me pick the Falcons.
No, don't change what you were doing. We were on a
Yeah,
wavelength.
well,
Am I the lone going with the Steelers?
no,
No,
I'm
with
taking
you.
the Steelers.
Wow. All right.
No, I'm the lone going with the
Well,
Falcons.
I just don't understand like anyone believing in the Falcons either. When have they ever done anything to give you any hope and belief that they're actually a competent franchise? Like, I feel like Mike Tomlin against a mediocre NFC team. I'll take the Steelers.
You said it. Arthur Smith revenge game.
Arthur
Yeah.
Smith, like that's all.
I never even considered that.
You just look at that. It's a lock.
Too
Done.
bad. You sit in the
Yeah,
corner.
you're on the Falcons.
No, I'm sticking with the Falcons. I don't,
All right.
I think it's a little bit of a coin flip, but
All right. Moving on. Jacksonville Jaguars at Miami Dolphins. Obviously, the key factor in this is how are the Jacksonville Jaguars going to be able to slow down the million weapons that the Miami Dolphins have, if they can. The Miami doesn't have the defense anymore, so they're going to be like the Colts in a sense, where they had to score 40 points in the game to win. I still think Miami comes out in the win because I think the Jacksonville is just atrocious. I think Trevor Lawrence is going to go down like Sam Bradford, where he ripped off team after team after team with these giant contracts and never delivered. So I think he's our modern day Sam Bradford. But yeah, I'm going Miami on this one. What do you think, Jesse?
I think that this game's going to be the highest scoring game of the week, and it ain't going to be close. I think there's going to be very little defense in this game. I think the Jaguars are being very disrespected. I'm taking the Dolphins. I think they have too much for the Jaguars, but I think this game could be like 45-38 type of game. I think both these teams are going to have a day offensively, but I like the Dolphins.
All the rage, take the over.
Without question.
The
What even
over
is
right
the
now
over?
is
I don't even
48
know what
and a
the
half.
over is, and I don't care. What is it?
The
Well,
over
he
is
just
48
said-
and a half.
He just said the Dolphins might score 45.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, 48 and
Over.
a half. Yeah.
yeah, don't. That's one of those ones you could just wipe the sweat off your brow after the first fucking quarter.
Yeah, when it's 27-17 or something after the first quarter.
Yeah, literally.
So, you're going Miami, Carly? What do you think?
Yeah, I think I go Miami. I think Miami. I think they know that right now is their window to win. I think they're coming in, running out of the bullpen. Just they have to do everything they can. It's gonna be. I agree. It's gonna be an insane. Dolphins 34, Jags 28. Like it's gonna be a shootout. It's gonna be a lot of Tyreek Hill. They know they need to win right now. Doug Peterson, I'm sure, wants to rebound after how the end of the year last year went. They collapsed a little bit. But no,
I'll throw it
I
down
gotta
as
go.
my all the rage lock of Tyreek Hill with 2 touchdowns in this game.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
Well, that's the insane advantage that the Dolphins have in week one. Like all these fast guys are fresh. It's going to be in Miami in the summer still. It's going to be hot as balls. Like, oh.
That right there is why you do not take Tyreek, is because if you're going to take one person away, it will be him. But then you have
You can't take him away, though.
Achane,
Good luck.
Jalen Waddle.
You can't just take Tyreek Hill away. That's the problem.
Well,
He will burn everyone he runs past, and it's
you can minimize him and not let him get you for an 80-yard fucking touchdown. Is what I'm saying.
I don't know.
Can you name a cornerback on the Jaguars though? I can't.
Yeah.
I can't either. But no, what I'm saying is he's going to attract enough attention, and Jalen Waddle is just fast enough that, like you just said, you can't name a corner on the Jags. If Jalen Waddle gets one-on-one, press, and then just absolutely walks by his guy.
I'm calling it right now. First play, offensively for the Dolphins, is a bomb to Hill for a touchdown. One play, one touchdown, 70
Easy
yards.
clap.
That'll be the first thing on red zone that you see come up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. All right. So I think we're in unison here. Miami is kind of the general consensus, and we're all saying go with the over. All right. Next, Bengals and Patriots. Again, I don't think this is much debate. This is, I think, the highest favored team in week one is the Bengals, because, my God, the Patriots are going to be awful.
Yeah, not much to talk about there.
No.
It's
The biggest thing
Bengals.
we can talk about is...
Why don't we just pray for Gerard Mayo and go ahead and pick the Bengals in this one?
Yeah.
Basically, the only thing we can talk about in this one that means anything is, do we think Jamar Chase is playing? Because I sure don't.
I don't think he's playing.
Why?
He practiced today.
I don't care. I think he's going to skip
Limited
this game.
fashion practice, and it was catching without pads.
Yeah.
They don't need him to beat the
They
Patriots.
pretty much have to, I think, they have to give him a contract so he's not holding out by, like, tomorrow, right? For him to even
They don't
be
have to
able
do anything.
They don't have to do anything. He's still got 2 years left.
Yeah, he's still got 2 more years.
Oh.
He's got no leverage.
Yeah.
You don't need him against the Patriots. He sits
That's
another
the key.
week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Until he realizes, I don't want to miss these game checks, then he'll come back. But week one, I think he sits.
Do you know what his game checks
Barring
are?
I mean, first round pick, top 10. It's probably pretty good. I don't know it off the top of my head.
It's like 250,000. That's his game checks.
Wow.
He's making like 1.2 million for the year.
Well,
I wouldn't have expected that.
2 years.
Boo-hoo.
Oh yeah, I mean, poor guy, only making.
But that's it. Is he's getting fined that? This is the difference between when him and Le'Veon Bell did it. Le'Veon Bell was giving up, I think it was like 10 mil at that time, and he wanted 16, 17.
Yeah.
And every one of his game checks was $1 million.
Huh?
Every one of Jamar Chase's game checks is like 200,000. Like, it's not in our eyes, holy fucking shit. But like in a player's eyes, he is making so little comparative.
Right, but he's never had the big payday yet though either, so he doesn't really know what the big game checks look like either. So I feel like he'll probably be like, eventually he's gonna want it.
Yeah, we shall see. But that's about as much time as you should ever spend talking about a Patriots game.
Yeah. Bengals win comfortably.
We have Andy said in the chat, Ronald Darby is the Jacksonville starting corner.
Gotcha.
And Cameron said Waddle is going to blow out all the ligaments in week one.
Also possible.
Yeah, Ronald Darby. Oof. Yeah, the over
I feel like he's a
for that
recent
Patriots
addition
game
for
is
them, too.
40.5, and the Bengals are favored by 8.5. So
how many of those points are the Patriots getting is the real question.
yeah, the implied point total is something along the lines of like Bengals 28, Patriots 17 or something like that.
I'm going to go back a little bit.
The betting question is Chase Brown or Zach Moss to score a touchdown.
No clue.
4 weeks. Chase could be out 5 weeks, worth 1.5 million of his salary, which is 293,000 per game. His signing bonus was $3 million. Blah 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 blah. it's essentially it's like $4 million for the year. So I think Chase willing to eat nearly $2 million over the season. So yeah, it's a lot different in his perspective of those game checks. So I was definitely a little off on my math, but like it's not nearly as drastic of a fine than he's going to end up making. You know what I
He'll
mean?
just commit career suicide like Le'Veon Bell did, and what's he gonna do? Sit out for the next
If
2
they
years?
don't
I just
pay
don't
him,
understand.
I think it's going to be a 3-week window. Like if he most he's going to miss is 2 games, then he's going to be like, well, I'm not missing these game checks. So
The other thing is, if we remember, when Joe Burrow was working on his, it was signed like a half hour before kickoff.
yeah, that's true. I mean, there's a chance it gets done in time. I'd be surprised if it happens this week, but
Right.
we'll see.
All right. I agree. That is probably the fullest extent we have to ever discuss a Patriots
game.
the season.
Yep.
We discussed it too much in
max.
depth.
So moving on, we'll go to Texans and Colts. I think this is going to be a phenomenal game. I think this is kind of one of my games I really want to watch. You know, besides the Steelers. Is C.J. Stroud going to have the same type of season he had last year? Is Richardson actually the real deal? We only saw him, I think, 4 games last season. So is he actually going to show that potential through? Or is he going to be like this RG3 flash in a pan kind of guy? I'm going personally with the Texans in this one. I think they're the better team overall. I do feel that the Colts will put up a very good matchup, and it could go either way, but I am leaning Texans on this one. Jace, will start with you this time.
I actually think this one is pretty simple. I think the Texans just have too many weapons. I think Richard shouldn't look good. Richard should look good at the beginning of last year before he got hurt, but you saw those videos in preseason, just the criticism. It seems like he's struggling a little bit. I think Diggs fits in very well in his new home, and Stroud, we won't see the signs of the sophomore slump just yet, because the Texans are probably predicting at least like 10.
Yeah. What do you think, Jesse?
This one's also brutal for me because, like, about a month ago, I was like super on to the Colts. I was like, the Colts are going to win the division. I really love the Colts, and then I watched Anthony Richardson play in the preseason and it scared the hell out of me. So I have absolutely no idea what to think of them now.
Yeah.
I don't know. I've been like, I'll probably take this game down till like Sunday at the absolute last second when I have to pick it. But I'm leaning Texans, but I could certainly see the Colts winning this game. Division game. They're at home. There's a lot of things. Go ahead,
My
Jason.
biggest factor going for the Colts is I'm thinking Jonathan Taylor.
I just find it hard to believe that you're going to take something down to the last second to make a decision.
Yeah, who would have thought?
Fucking blown away.
But if anyone should know anything about me, it's that I can never make a decision. So yeah, it'll be the
We
last
all
second.
know every fantasy draft we've ever been in with you.
Yeah. Just for background, if nobody gets that joke, Jesse is the guy that if he has 5 minutes for every pick in a 15-round draft, he will take 4 minutes and 58 seconds.
Yeah, every time.
You got to be sure.
I'm sorry. You are the one person on this panel that I see most eye to eye with, and that was a very personal shot there, but I had to take it.
And I agree with you. I'm taking.
Well, good. We're good then. Everything's fine.
I'll take the Texans, but it's a toss-up.
Carly?
Yeah, I'm also gonna go with the Texans. It's hard to say what the Colts are really gonna be, what you can expect from Anthony Richardson. He looked fine last year, good even, but even last year, like here, I'm seeing his in his 4 appearances, he completed 59% of passes. Everybody knows he's not a great throw the ball quarterback.
Yeah.
He's a running quarterback. So it just depends on how much he worked on that. Which I can't imagine he did because let's say he went out with a shoulder.
He couldn't really throw most.
Yeah, he could. It's not like he could really work on that too much over the offseason. So that's probably pretty much going to stay
I
the
think
same.
the Colts
He'll
as a
do a
team
little
will
bit
talk
rushing.
about mid-season about being a potential threat in the wild card, but I think they're going to have a very up and down start to the season.
Yeah.
Like their season.
I think it's Texans. I mean, Stroud's just going to come out and choose his weapon. I mean, the receivers that they have there, they got Joe Mixon now, which is an upgrade from Damian Pierce. It's like,
yeah,
I just think they're just going to be overwhelming on offense, and the Colts are just not going to be able to keep up with that.
I agree.
Cameron's also in the comments picking the Colts 38-35.
Colts 38-35.
That's
Holy
another
shit.
all the rage lock because we all picked the Texans.
Yeah, Colts it is.
Yeah.
Right.
So the over.
I don't hate it. I don't hate it.
Yeah.
The over and what was the other game? And then Texans money line. We'll start with that part.
It's just the
Colts money
weapons.
line, you mean?
I mean, Josh Downs is questionable.
Yeah, I don't think he's playing probably for the
I
first
don't
couple
think
weeks.
Don't think he's playing. Texans really have nobody other than Will Anderson is questionable. A couple of defensive guys, Chris Boyd, a cornerback, questionable. There's a corner, Juju Brents on the Colts that is questionable. Trey Sermon. Didn't even realize he was on the Colts. But he's questionable. I don't know. I just Texans just have more. I mean, he just.
I think we're unanimous here that it's going to be the Texans on that. So let's just move on from there. We have the Giants and the Vikings. Giants at home on this one. Believe it or not, the Vikings are only a 1.5 point favorite on this. This is obviously going to be, can Daniel Jones be good? And
the answer is no.
The answer is no.
Versus Sam Darnold.
Versus Sam Darnold.
Who would you rather have?
Yeah.
An all-time battle of great New York City quarterbacks.
Yeah.
It's honestly
it's really
like
tough because there's a lot of good games this week, and then you have games like this where you're like,
You're not going to be locked in on this one on the quad box.
Yeah, it's
This
like,
is gonna be the one you're gonna see on the Red Zone channel.
and you're gonna be like, why the fuck am I watching this right now?
And another interception.
This game's going to be like 16-10, no question.
Yeah, literally. That's pretty useless.
Bottom line in this one is Aaron Jones going to be able to run well against the Giants' interior defense? Because that's the only thing they have is their line. And the Vikings got to lean heavily on Aaron Jones because of, having Sam Darnold. Not that JJ McCarthy really would have been better by any means, having a rookie quarterback in there, but still, you know what you're getting with Sam Darnold.
Do you know? Do you? I don't know that we do know what we're going to get from him, honestly.
That's fair.
Yeah.
He could come out and just sling it all over the place and look like, Chase Keenum of the old days or some bullshit. And
you say Chase Keenum?
Case Keenum.
Case Keenum.
Case Keenum. Sorry, I'm thinking Chase. My son. Yeah. So Case Keenum of the old days kind of thing. I personally am going to go with the Vikings on this because I just think the Giants are the biggest bag of steaming garbage that there is in besides the Patriots. So how the tides have turned. What do you guys got? Anything at all? Just free for all on this one because I don't think there's much to discuss.
Carly, why don't you start?
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I guess the Giants, maybe. I don't know. Come on, this game it's literally gonna be like, I'm looking at some other people's predictions on scores, and I have Vikings 18, Giants 10, Vikings 17, Giants 14, Giants 12, Vikings 9.
Honestly, that's probably the most
probably
realistic
correct.
one.
Yeah, no, it's just gonna be, it's tough.
I'm gonna put that as a lock for the under.
Giants 12, Vikings 9. I'm agreeing with this here.
41.5 points is the over under right now. I'm locking in the under.
Andy Stewart wins the YouTube Hall of Fame comment because he was like, Frank Sinatra would jump off a bridge if he just two New York greats. Oh, that's fucking. And then he also said Colt McCall, but
Colt McCall.
no, yeah, this.
It's a real bummer that we're not getting JJ McCarthy.
Yeah, honestly,
That sucks.
I'd be happy about that because I'd like to see him.
Vikings win just because they're the more slight, I will say more competent franchise, but to say that above the Giants, I mean, the bar is laying on the floor.
Yep.
Everyone's talking so much shit. This game's going to be like 35 to like 28 for some reason, for absolutely no reason whatsoever.
Oh yeah, fucking Daniel Jones and
Danny Dimes
just light it up.
Danny Dimes. I'm going Giants, baby. I can't believe I'm saying that in an Eagles jersey.
Who the
Danny
fuck are
Dimes.
you?
I'm taking the Giants. Malik Neighbors, they got it. I'm not Sam Darnold. I can't do it. Giants.
All right, fair enough.
Yeah, I think that's one of the all the rage locks on betting is the under in this.
The
game.
under. Yeah. Well, yeah. Jace is still in disbelief.
We have the over in the Miami game, the under in this game. I think those are two easy locks that we need to parlay together.
And then pick against Cameron in the Texans-Colts game and take the Texans.
Yep. All right, moving on. Panthers and Saints. Another division rival game.
These games, man.
I know these are hot. So I have a very good feeling that we are going to see a different Bryce Young this year. I am not saying he's going to be like top 10, but I think he's going to be far more competent this year. And
can he be better than Derek Carr is the real question that matters here.
I think there's a lot of things that can be better than Derek Carr.
I don't know that it's Bryce Young, though.
Just a little bit still.
So, I'm personally going with the Panthers in this. I think they have a drastically improved roster from last year. I just feel like...
Do we really think that Deontay Johnson is the answer to the Panthers'
Absolutely
problems?
not. Absolutely not. The guy can run.
Maybe.
He's got a chance now for somebody to throw him the ball, you know.
Yeah. Well, I'm not so sure that that's true.
Yeah, going from back Canada and Kenny Pickett to Bryce Young. And...
Wow. Yeah, Deontay Johnson's career really took it up a turn.
Poor guy.
On that one.
Well, maybe a coach finally looked at him and went, "Hey, when you catch the ball, don't run back
that way."
Yeah, to the window. No.
So I'm going with the Panthers. What do you got, Jace?
I'm going to talk about an absolute fucking dumpster fire on this one. I will probably also take the Panthers just for the sole fact of I think their upcoming rookie class. Like I think Xavier Leggett got. If you haven't seen his interviews, he is just his accent and just the way he talks and just goes about shit. He's a funny son of a bitch. Yeah, I'll take the Panthers in this one. I guess just yeah.
Jesse,
this is one that nobody's really going to tune into, are they? Like,
no, absolutely
I'll see the
not.
ticker at the bottom.
Literally, that is my interest in this game. Is like, I might just like throw it into like a money line parlay just for fun and pick the Panthers and be like, oh, are they up or not?
All you'll see is on the red zone twice throughout the day. You'll see an Alvin Kamara breakout fucking 15-yard run for a touchdown, and that's the rest of the time you'll see this game on the red zone. That's it.
Jesse,
yeah,
you got any?
I'm just surprised that both of you guys are going with the Panthers. I personally just can't do it until I've seen it. Until I see Bryce Young be a functioning quarterback, I'm taking the Saints. I don't love Derek Carr. I especially don't love Dennis Allen, which unfortunately for Jace, both of them used to be Raiders, so at least he's escaped both of them. But
do Do you want to come over here and directly kick me in the testicles, or you want to?
Andy,
You should be happy.
Andy goes, you just picked.
Dennis Allen is just as bad as bringing up Jamarcus. Okay, like
Hey, Dennis
I
Allen
didn't realize that
fucking
one hit
clown.
that
I
hard.
care. I am sad now.
Andy says that you only picked you literally just picked the team because their rookie receiver talks funny.
Yeah, I think this is the Saints. It's
Yeah.
I mean,
I'm
like
split.
Bryce Young, yeah, sure, maybe he could become a better quarterback, but he's still 5'10" and like 180 pounds.
Yeah.
This hasn't changed.
He does look like a child
Saints.
out there, you're not wrong.
Yeah, it's the Saints.
Saints for me.
All right,
Yeah.
we're going to move on the Cardinals and Bills game. This actually, I love this game. And I think that people are shitting on the Cardinals early. And I think that there's going to be a lot more to this Cardinals. Now, obviously, like receiver-wise, they're going to have Marvin Harrison and who else? Kind of thing.
Greg Dortch.
Yeah, right? So they don't have
Trey
a lot
McBride.
of depth.
Trey
at that.
McBride.
See, everybody's up on Trey McBride. I do not.
I need to see it before. Yeah,
Like,
I need to see
everybody
it.
is so on Trey McBride's dick, and I'm just like, but why? Like, I don't understand it. Like, it's way too much hype too early. He's not gonna be this like, he's not gonna be Sam Laporta from last season. I just don't get it. There's a lot of hype around tight ends this season.
I'm solely on the Trey McBride train just for the sole fact of he's on my tight end on our Madden franchise, and I think he's my leading receiver.
You did hurdle my defender with him, so.
Yeah, and also you want to talk about who does Kyler Murray have to throw to? Who does Josh Allen have to throw to?
Curtis Samuel.
Tight end.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Curtis Samuel.
Yeah,
They're tight ends.
Trey
I think
McBride
Shakir
versus
Kincaid.
Dalton Kincaid.
Dalton
Shakir
Kincaid,
is
yeah.
going to have a very good season, I feel.
Yeah, well.
You mispronounced Keon Coleman.
Well,
Rookie receivers, as you never know.
I don't know. It's
Yeah, but you never know what's going on with
I feel like they're the-
Josh Allen, and that's exactly why it works.
Well, yeah, that's fair.
But,
Andy said Bryce Young huffs duster. Could be an advantage.
yeah, it's true.
An advantage.
I don't even know what that means.
Yeah.
It stunted his growth.
Yeah, maybe that's what it is. Yeah.
It's probably true.
I don't
Also,
know. I think I'm taking the Cardinals on this one.
I think I am too.
I think the Bills' window has closed, and this is their downfall year. This is where they just look awful. Josh Allen's a good quarterback, but you can't like always just make something out of actually nothing. I mean, Dalton Kincaid, sure. James Cook is getting older.
And he's actually young, but
Is he? How young is? How old is he?
James Cook.
I think this is only
second season.
Yeah, it's like his second or
Oh,
third.
thinking
I didn't realize he was a
Dalvin
rookie
Cook.
last year.
yeah, you're thinking Dalvin Cook.
Oh, yeah. You're right. I'm on the wrong Cook.
My goodness. She's cooked.
Yeah, but Khalil Shakir, he did well at the end of last season, but he was I don't see it for the Bills this year. I think the Cardinals win this. I think the Bills fall off the wagon completely.
The Bills are a 6.5 point favorite in this.
That's wild to me. There's
Yeah.
no reason for a 6.5 point favorite. I don't think.
Yeah, I don't feel like
That's
that either.
insane.
guess
I
they're
want to
leaning
pick.
on
I
the
want to
Bills.
pick the
Defense.
Cardinals so badly.
Yeah, y'all are actually smoking drugs.
Turnover
Very badly
machine
on this
Josh
one.
Allen will be in full form.
Against who? Buda Baker, and then name somebody else on that defense. Name it.
I mean, it doesn't matter. He still throws them to anybody.
No,
anywhere.
no, it does matter. He's still good enough that Buda Baker alone is not going to beat him. This is Jonathan Gannon in his first head coaching, his debut against Sean McDermott and a much more experienced team. The Bills are going to roll. But the Cardinals probably do put up. They probably make a late surge at the end to kind of make it interesting, but the Bills win.
It's actually Jonathan Gannon's second year as a head coach. He was their coach last year, but
Was he?
Yes, he was. Because he was
so
the Eagles' defensive
unextraordinary
coordinator.
last
Well,
year.
yeah, yeah, exactly. But For a while, I wanted to go Cardinals so badly. I looked at this game. I'm like, I don't believe in the Bills. I kind of like the Cardinals, but then I realized that Black Ops 6 beta's this weekend, so there's no way.
You're not wrong.
Bills are
That
rolling.
actually is true.
That's a very sad truth.
Yeah.
That's all the analysis you need. Bills.
Yeah.
All right, so we got
Very
what?
fair.
2 Cardinals, 2 Bills. Split. Let's move on to the Raiders and Chargers. I'm sorry, Jace. I'm going with the Chargers for the sole purpose that you have Gardner Minshew starting for you. If you had a better quarterback option, I would go with the Raiders because I feel like they're more talented on the outside, on the defensive line. It's just the Chargers don't have a lot of fucking options either. So I don't know what I'm saying.
I decided to side with you, and then you fucking stab me in the back and betray me. You worthless.
I'm just worried about. I'm worried about the Jim Harbaugh effect.
No. You let me finish. You piece of shit. I sat here and I picked the Steelers against the odds, and then you literally go, okay, Raiders, Chargers. Sorry, Jace. Gardner Minshew sucks. Fucking Chargers are gonna win. You know what?
Sounds like I'm sorry, we have a biased Homer here talking? That's what it sounds like to me. I also think I think that the Raiders actually win this one.
Says you.
I think the Raiders win this one. Says me. I literally picked the Falcons 10 minutes ago.
Okay, that was the first rational thing you've said in the 3 weeks we've done this. I'm sorry, your brother got me a little heated there.
I think the Raiders probably win this one, but I don't count out the Chargers actually being somewhat decent this year as a whole. I think the Raiders take this game in particular, but I think Harbaugh is going to, if there is someone to fix the Chargers, they have
It's
their
Harbaugh.
guy.
Yeah.
I think they're going to be decent this year, but I'm not sure that they're winning this game out the gate. Raiders for me.
I think Harbaugh is probably going to solve the Chargers' problems down the road, but I mean, who the hell is Justin Herbert throwing the football to?
Yeah, that's
Not to mention, Justin Herbert is literally coming off a massive injury, and he's barely healthy right now. I'm pretty sure he's dealing with some form of foot injury, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, it's a weird one.
Yeah.
I don't remember the name.
Plantar fascia.
Is it?
Yeah, I think that's what it is, but I don't have a good feel for them at all. The only thing I know for certain is that the Raiders love Antonio Pierce. Like they fight for him. I'm taking the Raiders. I'm a Gardner Minshew guy. They have better weapons on their team, straight up right now.
They do.
I'm taking the Raiders.
And I said that too.
And I feel good about it. I feel pretty confident. Yeah.
You got me ready to run through a fucking wall right now. Hell yeah.
All right. I'm the only one that took the Chargers, I think, right? Yeah.
Well,
that's understandable.
Do you not want my insight, or are you just going to skip?
I guess.
Yeah. You guess. I discussed the Steelers game in depth. I do.
Go.
Quit fucking hollering at me. I don't appreciate it. Minshew does scare me, but I do think the difference in this game is the Raiders defense is going to just, they obviously want to run the ball. That they appointed a new fullback who is like 6'4" and like 300 pounds or something like that. He's a defensive tackle. And Harbaugh just plans to try and run the ball down everybody's throats just for, like Jesse said, the sole fact of they don't have anybody to fucking throw it. I feel so bad for Justin Herbert. He is one of the best talents in his generation, and he deserves so much better. And Quentin Johnson right now is his number one target, and he couldn't catch a cold in the fucking Arctic right now. So I think you could be worried about Minshew, and that's fine, but our defense is going to be good this year, and our offense is at least Bowers, will be in there. We've got more than 2 guys to throw it to, or 1. So
Andy says Raiders by 9. Minshew throws 2 tutties and picks up 2 milfs at the beer stand.
That's my quarterback. And actually, at that point, just give him number 12 because that's what Stabler would have done in like 1974 as well. So with a mullet, so no less.
I love it. I love it. I'm into it. You guys are kind of swaying me to go towards the Raiders, but I'm gonna stick with my pick. So I will go Chargers.
Come to the dark side. Just be
Literally.
swayed. Come on.
All right,
You
only
owe
a
it.
couple
I picked
more.
the Steelers.
I can tell you, of the games that remain, there's probably one that's actually worth talking about.
Right. Broncos, Seahawks. I think that's all Seahawks, and that Broncos are going to
Yeah,
be a
Seahawks.
hard
I
rebuild
think.
right now.
Gino.
Yeah, I don't think there's any question on that one. Moving on. Cowboys and Browns. I don't know in this one because like the Cowboys always do kind of find some way to win shit when they shouldn't. I feel like everybody always hypes up the Browns since they got, Watson, and their reigning did not deserve it defensive player of the year last year.
Yeah.
Something we can agree on, thank God.
Yeah, I'm glad everybody's in agreement on that because there are just a large amount of stats that go against the fact that he was.
Yeah, and it should have been Max Crosby, and we all agree on that. As a podcast,
Max Crosby wasn't even close to what.
No, I'm sorry.
that is untrue, but that's a topic for another. I already said we as a topic agreed that Max Crosby should be. I said.
I think the Browns are going to Brown and Cowboys are going to go in there and win it.
Yeah. I'm surprised that the Browns are favorited, I guess.
2.5.
I would have expected the Cowboys to be a favorite here, but this one's kind of a coin flip for me. I hate both teams. I think they're both going to be terrible this year compared to what people think they're going to be, and just kind
CeeDee
of
Lamb goes for a hundo and a nice tutty. So
yeah, I agree.
Have you
Probably the
guys
Cowboys.
paid attention to the Cowboys offseason? Do you remember all the notable moves that they made all year?
Oh yeah.
Oh, they made so many.
Do you? Oh, I know. That's what I'm getting. You guys are both loving the. I love Cleveland this week.
I take the Cowboys over the Browns.
Thank you.
Browns are a lock. Like
yes, yes.
Deshaun Watson's going to look confident for at least 1 week.
It ain't this one.
Oh, it'll be this one.
It'll be this one.
He'll hurt his
no
pussy
reason.
and have to sit on the sideline for the rest of the season.
Amari Cooper
isn't his shoulder sore?
I mean, probably, but I would argue the Browns have a more talented roster than the Cowboys.
He's getting at the local massage parlor.
Myles Garrett will take out Dak. I love the Browns.
Yeah, Browns by a mile. This is not even close.
I
split.
Yeah, I wholeheartedly disagree, but now this is the 4:00 game I do kind of have interest in. The Commanders and the Bucks. I'm actually a pretty big fan of Baker Mayfield. I do think he's a great quarterback, and I think he's got a lot of shit for a lot of time. And I've loved what he's doing over there with the Bucks. I also love this Buccaneers team. I don't know. I just feel really great about that team in general. I also am very interested to see how the Commanders come out of the gate this season with Daniels. Just overall, some of the rules. I don't know what Eckler's really going to do, but like overall, I feel like their offense is going to be a lot better, and I'm kind of interested to see how they play. I think this is the Buccaneers, though. I don't think there's really too much question on it. But I think the Commanders could put up a really good game. Jason's shaking his head.
It's the Bucks.
Yeah, I'll pretty much just agree with everything you said. I can't believe that you're a Baker Mayfield truther now because he's out of your division.
Yeah, it is.
We will gloss over that. The Buccaneers are the more experienced team, but I do think the Commanders are gonna. They're going to put on a how do I put it, a good enough performance and something that's going to give enough of like an impact this week that we're going to be talking about them the next couple of weeks. Like, okay, they might not have won week 1, but they're sort of like a very intriguing case study going forward. So yeah, I will take the Buccaneers, but I think the rookie makes it close, and Jake Daniels.
I agree.
I was fully prepared to go Washington until Carly told me that rookie quarterback stat.
I'm telling
I
you, that's
know.
literally the only
Literally,
reason
that's
I'm going with
swaying
it.
me on so many fucking
Because
choices.
the
They
Buccaneers,
don't
I mean,
win.
they're an average team at best, in my opinion. But I just worry that Jaden Daniels is just going to take the league by storm. Like, I'm worried that he's just going to be one of the best quarterbacks within the next couple years. Like, he's going to be in the discussion. Like, I feel like he's got that type of potential. So I don't know. It's tough for me. I lean Bucks, but I won't be surprised if the Commanders win.
All right, so pretty
Yeah,
well
pretty
Bucks on that one.
pretty all Bucks. Next one is a great Sunday night game. I love this game. I think it's going to be a really fun game to watch. Rams and Lions. I personally am going, Lions. They're my NFC team this year. I think that they're going to the Super Bowl for the NFC, as long as Dan Campbell can get out of his own way. Like,
Big it.
Stop doing Brandon's daily thing.
they need to have somebody run up and kick him in the balls when he tries to go for it on fourth down every time. But the guy who gets to do that has to have some serious balls on him to kick Dan Campbell in the balls. So, but anyway, I think the Lions take this one. I think it's going to be a fantastic game. I think this will be a resurgence season for Cooper Kupp. I think you will see a lot of people are high on Puka, and I don't disagree with him. I think he's a very talented person. I think he got a chance to shine because of Kupp's injury last year, so I think Kupp's going to go back into that spotlight, and you're going to see Puka kind of fall off. I think in a lot of, not to get right into fantasy, but a lot of fantasy drafts he was being taken in the second round.
Cooper Kupp going
Kupp
in
was
the
dropping
fourth
to
or
the sixth.
fifth round is
the
biggest deal of the draft for anybody.
Absolutely ridiculous. So I think Cooper Kupp's going to come out and have another monster season. He said he's feeling great. And I think you're going to see Puka have good games and have a good season, but not worth his draft position this year. But overall, I don't feel confident in the Rams defense post Darnold. Post Aaron Donald. So I just feel like the Lions will have their way with them, and I also feel very good with the Lions secondary getting not Branch back. Who am I thinking of? Their rookie from last year that got hurt on defense. Name's lost. Don't worry about it. Anyway, I feel like their defense is good, and I feel like they're going to have a very, very great season. They got to the mountaintop and weren't able to.
Barnes?
Is that
Brian Branch?
Branch. That's what I'm saying. Brian Branch.
Yeah, Brian Branch.
Okay, that's what I'm thinking. I for some reason was thinking, wait a minute, Branch was the Patriots rookie, but no, it was Christian Gonzalez was their rookie. So yeah, Brian Branch. That's what I'm thinking of.
So you're taking the Lions?
I am taking the Lions. Yes.
Me too. Not really.
Me too.
I'm also taking the Lions. The Rams left tackle suspended for the first two games. I'm extremely concerned about their offensive line. I feel like Stafford might be a sitting duck back there. I love the Lions.
And that's not the quarterback you want to be a
Aaron Donald ain't coming back.
Nope.
Yeah, Lions all the way.
David Montgomery, first touchdown score, not Jahmyr Gibbs.
Yeah, again, another person that was taken higher in the first round that I don't feel is going to live up to his draft stock because of Montgomery's presence on that team. Again, Montgomery was taken in the 5th, 6th round, and I feel like people I think he's still the lead back on that team.
Don't be surprised if he's out there the second they enter the field.
Yeah. Yep.
That's how it was last year.
All right. Then the awesome Monday night game. I actually am kind of excited about this game too, because I think I know what Jesse's going to say in this, and I think I am in very much agreement with him, just from all the woes that the 49ers faced in the offseason. But the Jets at the 49ers, I feel like I'm going with the Jets in this one. When we get into our bets here, one of my bets is I chose Aaron Rodgers to lead the league in passing as one of my future bets. So I feel like this is a Jets
That assumes
team.
he's healthy all season.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's a big
exactly.
if.
So I feel like this Jets team is quite good with him there. So yeah, no, I actually I'm gonna go with the Jets on this one as my upset ish of the week. They're only 4.5 point favorites. The Niners. So go ahead, Jace.
Jets, Jets. This is no, I won't get into that. But yeah, Brock Purdy. I'm not as big of a hater as I know. I said his name, and you're both getting rabid. Settle down.
She just got triggered from hearing his name.
Well, I said something, and Jesse immediately piped up, and then she started hacking. So this is a way better defense than what San Fran has, and let's just assume, fantasy land, hear me out. Aaron Rodgers plays more than 3 snaps this year. So if he does that, the Jets roll in this one. I'm so glad I have that parlay where I got the Jets, and they were still plus 3.5.
The Jets were plus 3.
Yes.
Right now, they're only plus 4.5 right now. So.
Oh, it went up?
Yeah.
I think they went up because Trent Williams signed and Ayuk signed. That's probably what did it.
Yep.
Well, I ought to re-up. I thought you said they went to my. I thought.
No, I was saying the Niners were 4.5 point favorites. Is what I was saying.
Okay. I was like, oh my god, the Jets just switched that much. Like I'm the biggest genius that has ever existed.
Yeah, I think we're probably all in consensus here that this is the Jets.
Really?
I'm in disbelief because this was like my lock of the week. I've loved the Jets for weeks. Aaron Rodgers was going to go in there. He's still pissed. I mean, he's been in the league for how long? He's still pissed the 49ers didn't draft him. Jets.
Wow.
Too much drama with the 49ers.
I don't think
Super Bowl hangover.
Yeah. What was he still like sitting in during his like whole lockout? I know Trent Williams wasn't reporting. Like,
no.
Trent Williams wasn't there.
Trent Williams is old as fuck too. Like he could pull a hammy any day. So I don't know. Like this team,
he's still a physical specimen. Where
he is, but
he won't get hurt. I feel, but it's still going to probably take about 2-3 weeks for that Niners team to really gel and get cohesive. So
yeah, I just don't think they're going to be on the same page right away. Too much been going on with them. I mean, I get why they're favored by 4.5 points because they were just in the Super Bowl, but the Super Bowl hangover is real, man. I saw it last year, and it's hard to come into the next season after you lose the Super Bowl. And I feel like the Jets, I mean, their roster is loaded. Like, I get that they're the Jets, and it's hard to take them seriously, but I mean, they have just as good. I mean, maybe not as good as a roster as the 49ers, but it's probably not as far up as you think.
They are 4.5 point favorites because Vegas loves to take money from people. That's why.
Well, yeah.
Not wrong.
Jets win.
All right, so I want to go into a little bit of a segment here about some of our good bets. I'm just kind of looking through and finding, my lock over-unders that I like to do. Like I said, just a simple over-under, double your money type of thing. One I'm noticing right now, just from the Houston Colts game, they have Jonathan Taylor with 12 receiving yards over-under. I'm taking that over every day of the week. With Anthony Richardson and his quarterback, like 100% taking that over every day of the week. I drop 50 on that and have no worries about that. I'm trying to look through some of the other ones, like Miami's probably going to be another good one. I honestly feel like just the general over and points on that is a nice lockdown.
I love the over in that game.
Yeah, like 48 and a half over, like that's going to be
I think both teams are easily at 30 points. I could say it for sure.
Oh, yeah.
The Rams-Lions has a higher over-under
That's
line
ridiculous.
than the Jags Miami game. The Rams lines are at 50.5, and the Miami game is at 48.5.
Of course, Tyreek Hill is a 97.5 yard over under.
I saw that.
Right.
Yeah.
I have one parlay for Sunday so far. I have Vikings money line, Bears -4.5, Cardinals +5.5, Buccaneers -3.5, and then Jets +3.
I can dig that. Let's take a look. I mean, I don't feel good about. There's a few of these teams I really don't feel good about. Like a lot of their players and their over-unders are high. Like even Jerome Ford is a 50-yard over-under for his rushing. I don't like that a lot.
What's Saquon's yards at?
Let's take a peek here. Saquon.
I just have a good feeling about him. He's going to be the guy on Friday.
I'm betting like 67. That's what I'm guessing. But let's take a look. Rushing yards. Looking Saquon 61.5. Josh Jacobs actually 63.5.
Really? Jeez.
Yeah. That's absurd. He's more.
Yeah.
Saquon having a over under of 15.5 yards receiving is also another one that I could see somebody pounding.
Yeah.
With
easily happen on like the first play of the game.
Exactly. Like that's an
He's been
easy-
running a lot of wheel routes in training camp, so
Well, that's I mean
I can see it.
he was one of the premier dual threats. Jonathan Taylor was one of them. Barkley was one of them. CMC's obviously one of them. I think that's the next team I want to look at because CMC's always a good, nice lock bet person for that. Jace, you can chime in anytime here, Mr. Bet.
I mean, we're gonna get the rest of the lines on Saturday. Are we
Well,
doing
that's
a
exactly
show
it.
Saturday?
Honestly, I'm not going to lie.
Did you
Most
not
of these
hear me
things are in
earlier?
here.
I said I've only really betted. I made that one parlay for Sunday, and then everything else I'm just kind of waiting to hear actives, inactives, all that
yeah,
shit.
you could make an argument for just sticking with the first two games, like tomorrow's game and Friday's game.
Well,
Yeah, we're
I'm
gonna do
gonna.
this Saturday night. That's fine.
Yeah,
Just
yeah,
like a
we're gonna
quick
do
one
that.
for
But
just betting.
those are some of the over/unders that I see that look like locks right now. So let's go into the Baltimore Chiefs game and kind of break it down. Now, I'm a big fan of receptions. I think they're easy bets when you have a star receiver. Now, Kelsey's over/under is 5.5. Flowers is 4.5. Andrews is 4.5. I think if you were to throw down a 3 and a 3 with Rice and Andrews, I feel like you're really solid on that. And you can do the alt receptions. Let's see here. Total receptions. You have to go to actually, I think, receiving props to find the alt receptions. Yep, there they are. So I personally would go a 3 reception Andrews and a 3 reception Richard White or Rice, excuse me. Pretty
Rice?
easy.
Rashee Rice.
Rasheen Rice. Sorry, I'm like I read Rashard Bateman and Rashid Rice right at the same time there. What do you guys think on that? Like, I feel like those are pretty easy lockdowns on that. What else do you got on this that you would say is a good lock in?
Isaiah Pacheco over on receptions.
What is
I think his
he?
receptions are at like 2.5.
Yeah,
Last
over.
I looked,
Let's see here.
it's the over on his receptions for sure. I think.
Yeah, over 2.5.
Yeah, I think it's 2.5. I can't look at my computer right now to even see the lines.
All right, so let's see his
I know that's one that I had.
receptions.
I'd probably alt.
There's a total receptions. Isaiah Pacheco is 2.5. So yeah, I mean that's not.
I'd go over on that.
I don't hate that.
Yeah, I'd go over on that. On the Ravens side of things, like I said, I don't have the lines up on my computer right now. I can't do it on this PC. Trying to think for the Ravens. I'd probably just do a Derrick Henry touchdown.
I would agree
See,
with
I
that.
don't like to throw touchdowns in my big parlays just because that's an
Good.
easy screw up on your parlays.
Because you don't like money.
I'd rather win $70.
Derrick Henry is going to
75
score a
cents.
touchdown. So Derrick Henry, touchdown score, and Isaiah Pacheco over on receptions would be my two for those two.
Okay, I like it. Let's do it. Derrick Henry anytime touchdown, and then you said Pacheco over. So right now we're at plus 328. Jesse, do you have anything in there? We're gonna make.
What do
this
we
like
have right now?
We have Mark Andrews plus 3 receptions, Rashee Rice plus 3 receptions, Isaiah Pacheco over 2.5 receptions, and Derrick Henry touchdown.
What's Kelsey's receptions at?
5.5.
I like the under. I don't think he's going to be as big of a factor in this game. I think it's going to be Rashee Rice. I think it's going to be Isaiah Pacheco. I like Kelsey under reception.
All right.
I don't think he's going to be involved in this game, son.
That's an interesting one. Okay. All right. Under on that, you got one more for me.
Let's see here.
I mean, rushing alts we can easily do. Those are simple ones. Rushing wise, it's Pacheco.
Well, you already. What's his?
Pacheco's
Yeah, go ahead, you
over
were
under
saying.
61.5 and Derrick Henry's is 65.5.
I feel like I'd like Derrick Henry's one more than Pacheco. I feel like Pacheco might just be like
We
more
could
of
do a nice, easy Derrick Henry 50 yards rushing.
50 sounds better, yeah.
I like that. All right, so we'll throw Kelsey under 5.5 and then Derrick Henry 50 yards rushing. And then Mr. Jace, you'll round us out.
I think we go with if we're going to take Henry as a touchdown scorer. If we think the Ravens are going to win, I think Andrews also scores a touchdown. And I was just looking through; they have Lamar Jackson over 1.5 passing touchdowns. Is actually plus 128. So I think those two.
So you're going to say Lamar Jackson is going to throw 2 tutties in this.
Just for the sole fact of I am still going to bet the Derrick Henry thing that I was believing in earlier, but that is just what everybody like. I could totally see them doing that where it's like they're on the 2-yard line and all of a sudden they run play action and Lamar like flips one to Mark Andrews and then either to like Zay Flowers or Isaiah Likely or somebody.
The Derrick Henry screen.
I'm sorry, I don't see 2 touchdowns for Lamar Jackson in this game at all. But if that's what you want, that's what we'll do.
I don't necessarily see it either. Like I said, I think it'll be, if we're like one by land, 2 by sea. I think it'll definitely be by land, but just those odds, if just for the sole fact of they decide to game plan against, we're not going to run it on the goal line, and we'll
What were the first two legs? Oh,
So
and
Andrews and Rice.
Andy says Justice Hill over on receptions. Or sorry, carries is what he said. Justice Hill over on carries.
Can we do that on that parlay? Because
where the
I know
fuck do we get carries in?
I know there's player
Maybe
rushing rush
somewhere.
attempts.
Rush attempts, yeah.
Yeah, and it doesn't have Andrews under, or excuse me,
Justice
Hill under that. Yeah, they don't let us bring up his rush attempts. It's just
what were the first
Henry
2 legs
Pacheco.
of this?
Mark Andrews 3 receptions, Rice 3 receptions, Pacheco over 2.5 receptions. So essentially him 3 receptions. Derrick Henry touchdown. Travis Kelsey under 5.5. So as long as he catches 5 balls or less, and then Derrick Henry 50 yards rushing. So we need Jace's 2.
He already gave them to us.
No, he didn't. He just kept jumping back and forth from shit.
He said Lamar Jackson.
No.
You're really
over
going
on
to say Lamar
touchdowns?
Jackson 2 touchdown scores. You're going to burn our parlay with that.
Oh,
Henry
oh
could
yeah.
catch one.
I'm sure that's what's going to just fucking cook us. Yeah. No, I was just honestly looking for the shit that, like, I just didn't see anything that really stood out. And again, their game plan is probably going to be to run it, but if they're going to give you plus money on that, take it. I mean, you're welcome. You're welcome. Just thank me later when it catches.
Okay, so what's your other one?
I said Mark Andrews.
So you're putting 2 touchdown scores in, and then Lamar Jackson 2 passing touchdowns. Okay.
No, the only 2 legs I said were Mark Andrews and then Lamar over 1.5 passes.
Oh yes, somebody else put Derrick Henry. Who? Yeah, he put Derrick Henry.
Carly.
Jason, Jesse did. Or
It's gonna be a
Carly
screen
did,
pass. There's
Sweet
2.
Jesus, this is
I
too
was
many
going to say
touchdown
Derrick Henry
scores in
could
this.
catch
I
a
don't like it.
touchdown, and Mark Andrews could catch a touchdown, and
Literally,
then
this is
a
not.
total- a
I don't know
total of
why you're
2.
acting like this is the world's crumbling.
No,
Sorry,
it's-
your Rasheed Rice minus 1,803 receptions.
Yeah,
pick.
I go with when you parlay it, I add these things together and make it worthwhile. I'm not both
Minus 1,800 are the odds on that.
Things to make it like 3-1, and then you don't win, and then you suck. Just
Well, it's
Anyhow.
3,500 odds on this 8-legger, and $5 wins you 175. So I will be throwing that down, and then I'll post that to our Twitter as well. But yeah, that's.
Take a screenshot of the bet slip and post it.
I feel as if that is too many touchdown scores in one bet, but hey, I am not.
Is
the
that You gotta
only
exude some
one that
confidence.
verifies it.
Is that how you feel?
Yeah,
Couldn't tell.
yeah, very
Sorry,
much.
your minus 1,800 pick, that probably will hit.
Yeah, that's the point. If we stack all those together, we
You
go
only
to
need to put
$100.
$1,800 down to win
Mister,
100.
oh boy, I invested $25 this week in my $10 surefire
Return.
one hit. I still have money. God forbid we throw a touchdown scorer in it.
Mr. Conservative over here.
This is why no one will
Realistic.
remember your name.
Realistic.
Shit. Sorry, what was the other one of receptions you had? Zay Flowers 3+?
That was on my home
No.
one, my 10 leg. It was Andrews 3, Rice 3. Yeah. I'm okay with like the Henry
Okay,
touchdown
Andrews
for
3
sure.
is you bet. Are you sure about this? It's only minus 470. Do you want to go a little more conservative and
Do
say
you guys
2+?
not know, like, Carly, how often do you actually win parlays? Like, really? Like, because
Well,
you
if
can
I'm
sit there and
betting
talk
a
about
minus
it.
470 odds on everything, it'd be
Yeah,
pretty
when you
damn easy
stack
to win
together
3
odds,
cents.
yeah, that's the fucking point. You stack together good odd bets to make a parlay. You don't want to throw plus 500 shit in a parlay over and over and over again. You're never gonna hit it.
I'm
That's
sorry.
a lie. That's a lie.
I just think that that's a lie.
You've never
I
hit
have
him.
the script
Jace has
to
hit a
prove it.
couple on golf and bullshit.
I
You've
have
never
hit
hit
multiple
shit.
No, I have
parlays.
hit him in football,
Bullshit! I
too.
haven't hit anything. You must
This
not
is like-
remember.
This is like watching peasants fight for gruel below the penthouse of the castle.
I downloaded the plugin. What are you talking about? This fucking piece of shit.
I at
Yeah.
least put legs in my bets that are
plus
minus
500
1,800.
leg is in football parlay. Like, are you smoking crack? Like, what is wrong with you?
All right, I'm going to put that bet in. Now, do we want to do our Friday? All right, let's do this in here because I'm going to have to rebuild it on my phone because this friggin' computer doesn't want to friggin' locate me properly. All right.
Shit.
I'm doing
Wish I
my.
would've
I'm
looked at
using my
Mahomes'
50%
interceptions.
profit boost just to make up for your 2 pussy legs. All right.
Okay. And mine are the only two they hit. You can just sit there and check
I can't wait to go
Yeah,
6
yours
for
will
8.
definitely hit. There's no question
Yeah.
about that.
That's
Well,
right.
we'll go 6 for 8, and we'll miss both of his, Mister. Oh yeah, I'm gonna do the smart thing, and I'm gonna invest in Apple. Yeah, that's.
Buy Tesla stock.
Okay, finish. Are you friggin' locating me yet? There we go. Now I can place that. Okay, so place that. Let's get up the Friday game. What do you want to start with on that one, Jace?
Jeez.
Since you're bitching at me, the only two I really liked in that one was I would take Dontavian Wicks over 2.5 receptions, and then I would also take Saquon over 2.5 receptions.
Okay, that's easy. Like it?
And they're only minus 120, not minus 10,000.
All right, Carly, what do you got?
I'm getting there right now. Let me see here.
Andy just put in the chat $10 to win 11 cents. I'm riding with you, Jesse.
To laugh at all you want. Like, I build parlays that
Then you
actually
miss.
hit.
And you lost your $10 that you've been riding for 4 weeks, gaining $1 every week.
You're like that guy that bet like $25,000 or whatever it was on Mike Tyson to beat
No.
Buster Douglas. And then Buster Douglas beats the shit out of him in the Tokyo Dome in Japan. Oh, it's a lock. It's a lock until it isn't.
All right. Touchdown score. I'm going with 1. And I'm going to say Devontae Smith catches a touchdown. I like him. Plus 170. I don't know that we really need another touchdown scorer in that with this game, but
Do
Devontae
it just to
Smith.
make your brother.
I would like Devontae's receptions too. I feel like he's going to be the receiver this game.
Yeah, 4.5.
Yeah, I like his receptions.
All right, over on his receptions.
And if you really want the easy free money bet, it's Jalen Hurts rushing touchdown.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Just the Jalen.
That would be my pick. Yeah. Anytime touchdown, yeah.
All right. Easy.
All right, now I got that bet placed. I'll go back to the Eagles one because this is just absolutely being horrible at.
God, even Vegas doesn't know who the receiver is in Green Bay.
No, no one does.
Like 37.5 yards.
I would not
every single one of them
bet on
is
any
like
of them because I just don't know.
Yeah, wouldn't touch that with a 10-foot pole. I would say I like Jordan Love for 2 passing touchdowns, which is minus 186. So that's my 2. I'm saying
Alright, so
Devontae Smith
saying?
touchdown, Jordan Love 2+ passing.
That I do like, actually, the 2+ passing touchdowns.
Well, it has a minus before it, so of course you like it. I'm sorry.
You just couldn't help yourself.
I can't.
I'd love to see your overall record on your bets somehow. All right, moving on. So those two, what was the first two? Sorry.
That was Jace.
Yeah, what were your
Me?
Yeah.
Dontavian Wicks over 2.5 and Saquon over 2.5.
This is total receptions?
Yeah, over.
Saquon.
Yeah.
Okay. Gotcha. Got him in there. Okay, and Jesse, do you have yours? Do you have
Yeah,
yours?
Devontae Smith's over receptions, and then Jalen Hurts anytime touchdown.
Smith. So we're thinking 5 receptions for Smith. Okay, and then Hurts.
He's going to be basically the Keenan Allen in this offense. Is what's going to happen.
Gotcha. Why is it putting it at straight up bets instead of a parlay right now on my screen? Whatever. Let's go in here. All right, so we got Jalen Hurts. We got Devontae Smith. We got Wicks receptions, Devontae Smith receptions, and Saquon receptions. A lot of receptions on that, but I do like those. I feel like those are the easiest ones to get sometimes. 1, 2. Oh, yes. Jordan Love's passing touchdown over. I like it. Okay, so then I think I go 50 yards rushing for Saquon. And then let's see. I don't know if I like that. Jordan Love.
Can you bet on the amount of kick returns for a touchdown in week 1?
That'd be nice. I'm sure there's a book in Vegas that does it.
I'm sure.
Let's just do Watson. Oh man, Christian Watson's got like low. I mean, his
Pretty much
his
take your pick
plus
on the Packers.
25 is even like only like minus 200 for him. Yeah, his over under is 37, which I think
that's all of their over unders are
every
37.
single one of them
because
are
no one
37.
knows.
It's crazy. Okay. Damn. I think I'm gonna go Josh Jacobs.
Oh.
Just a simple plus 40 yards, just to add a nice, easy one in there at the end. That brings it to a 74.58. That's a big, big, big one. $5 for 372. So I just went Saquon 50, Jacobs 40.
We'll be up $500 going into the weekend.
That's what I like to hear. I got those both placed and bet. I'll post those onto our Twitter very shortly. We'll have all of that posted up so everybody can see some of our bets. Again, we'll go live again probably. I don't know, what time do you want to do on Saturday?
Saturday evening.
Yeah, I feel like
I ain't trying to be here probably for 2 hours on Saturday.
No, I think 8 o'clock on Saturday we can do the like we normal time frame and then just like half hour just talking about bets. I think is the way I'm looking at it. So that's what we'll do on Saturday. We'll do our kind of bet roundtable, and we'll come up with a few more of our parlays for everybody out there. I think I'm gonna go through. If you guys could both text me, I don't want you guys to give me your picks because we're all in the same football pool. I don't really want you guys to reveal that right away. So I don't know if I want to post. How do you guys feel about that? Do you want to go?
I don't care. You can
all
post
the rage.
I don't
like picks. Because I don't think I remember when I did the all the rage picks with me, you, and Kevin, Jace, and Andy. We kind of posted them, but I don't think I always went with the same picks as I did the football polls. So
that's all right. No one else is gonna know, so it's all right.
It's fair.
Yeah.
So text me, guys, your picks, so I can then type them up and I'll post them tomorrow before the game on both our Facebook and Twitter, so people can follow along.
I will just forward you my pick confirmation email. How about that?
That's perfectly fine. That is fine. And then that will take care of that. We'll do our picks, we'll do our parlays, we'll do our bets, and then live will be posted. We'll be back on Saturday for a nice quick bet blurb. We'll call it the All the Rage betting corner. And we can throw some parlays, throw some nice good gainers out there. And yeah, I feel great. I'm excited for tomorrow. I hope everybody else out there is excited for tomorrow. just to get this season on the road. Now, after week 1, I'm sure that I'll want to hang myself. But other than that, like, it's great. Super great. Awesome. So great.
Should be great.
Should be great. Real great.
I just hope my team doesn't die.
Yeah. Hopefully they don't get mugged and murdered in the street.
Yeah,
that's
exactly.
one of the hopes for
I am
everyone
expecting
on that.
nothing, so that way I will be surprised.
Fair.
All right, guys. I'm gonna sign out here. As for Jace Junk, Jesse Smith, and Carly Baden, I am your host, Jesse Baden. Thank you for joining us for All the Rage Sports Live. Video will be posted here shortly. We will see you again on Saturday evening, just to do some follow-up, and then every Wednesday at 8:30 we will be live for our standard show. So thanks again for everybody joining us. And everybody remember to always rage on.